So I recently got an idea for a corset. It popped in my head randomly while I was doing work, and I put down a little sketch, quick little illustration.
One of the first things I like to do when I get a new idea that seems to have randomly popped into my mind, an idea I wasn't consciously focusing on attaining, an idea I wasn't directly referencing material for, is go back and try to find possible sources of inspiration. These are images, designs, existing garments, illustrations, literature, videos, literally anything that I have previously seen that may form a source of inspiration for this new idea. Why? Because everything is a remix and I would like to be aware of what I am subconsciously remixing when I get ideas out of the blue. So what possible sources of inspiration did I find? 1. The first images I recalled were from Jean Paul Gaultier. They have garments which featured entire tuxedo jackets sitting on the front of them. The most recent rendition of this is from the fall 2022 collaboration with Olivier Rousteing. 2. Y Project Layered Shirt. They have a shirt that features multiple shirts layered on top of each other. When one shirt is worn, the entire front of the other unworn shirts sit on the chest or back. 3. Work by a designer and upcycler named Genevieve. I have been on Pinterest for what feels like ages, and for as long as I've had my account, I've had Genevieve's work pinned to multiple boards. The particular piece that I want to highlight as an inspiration is a strapless tie top design that is absolutely brilliant. I have not been able to find an active online profile, but I have found an inactive Etsy shop where you can see some of their work in the reviews that are still up, as well as a Facebook page that hasn't been updated in a while. Another thing I do when I get new ideas is to look for existing interpretations of that idea. In this case, I searched men's button-up corset and tuxedo shirt corset. I do this to find out if and how others have interpreted this idea. Sometimes I find an exact execution of the idea as I imagined it in my head. Sometimes I find similar renditions, sometimes drastically different renditions, and other times I don't find anything. It is also helpful if I have an idea I am not sure how to execute. It can be useful to see how others have managed to materialize their version of the idea.
Using the cerise corset pattern, so I'm cutting out the second set of pattern pieces. I made a mistake when tracing out the size, so I had to add half an inch all around on every single pattern piece, and I'm hoping that will fix it because I don't have any more paper rectify to retrace. Still have to cut out interfacing. I'm using fabric interfacing this time. It's still fusible. I'm gonna cut one set. Can you hear me over the scissors? So I have cut a set of the main fabric. I have cut a set for the lining, and I have cut a set for the interfacing. The sewing begins. Sewing all the shell pieces together, sewing all the lining together. So I've sewn piece 1, piece 2, and piece 3. I'm going to put the zipper on the right side, so I'll just mark that on either one. So I'm going to continue on the left side, piece 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then the panels that would have gone on the right side, I'm going to sew them together separately. So good. So far so good. Problem is too big. Turns out I had the right size and I shouldn't have added anything. The additions to the top and the bottom of each panel aren't that big of a deal. Problem is the additions that I made along the sides of each panel. So I'm just gonna go in and re-sew each of them using the original seam allowance and then cutting off this excess that I added. I'm gonna sew the lining to the shell. The opening along the bottom, going to fold that in. Then on the back, I'm going to hand sew the eyelets.
Bye, have a great time.